It's your Wednesday night conversation. It's more than just the gossip. It's the issues that matter to you. A closer look at current events, just the tip, special guests, and more. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe, Arizona's longest-running drag live stream, hosted by Felicia Fefe Minor and Freddy Prinze Charming. Streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of the Berlin and as well. Go to patreon.com/letshaveafefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/letshaveafefe. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe.
Okay, so I caught the box. Real quick. All right, welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. This is what happened to the show sheet? What happened? Season 9, episode 23.
I think that was me. Did I mention I needed a fucking office that I could close the door on?
There's like la 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 la.
Is that it? Sorry, we're good.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm having issues tonight. This is not. Listen, I've had a day. Okay, I've had a day.
Oh my God. This is your Wednesday night conversation. I'm Felicia Fefe Minor. And the person over there that can't get it together is usually me, but Freddy's taking my place.
I worked until after 6 today, so I am like, this is why you have a little bit of like daytime makeup just to kind of, cover things up, put a little bit of like eyeliner and a little bit of like mascara so that I'm not completely washed out. But this is what you get tonight. I'm sorry.
You look lovely.
Just what it is.
You look great.
Just what it is.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's welcome our guest. We have Frank and Jaime down there below.
So
Hi.
Felicia, real quick,
what?
in the I don't know why this is doing this. In the group, I'm trying to watch the video, and the first one that in the group, when I click on it, it's showing me last week's video. Just FYI, and I don't know why it's doing that.
I marked it as an announcement.
And now I can't click on anything.
Sir, you're having a meltdown. I didn't even get to
just do what you have to do. I'm just gonna thank you.
You are not humaning at all.
I'm not working.
We support you and love you. So.
Thank you so much.
You're good. Don't worry
Thank you
about
so
it.
much. Thank you.
Thanks for showing up. That's what I say. That's what I say at work when I see people. I'm like, thanks for showing up.
Why won't this work?
Frank
this.
and oh my gosh.
I'm fine.
My ear.
Fuck you, Scotty. My eyebrows are there. What are you talking about?
Oh, Scotty.
Wow, people are coming for you. Frank and Jaime are with Glacier.WAV. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
We spell it weird because we think we're like edgy and
because you thought you were bringing back the 1990s
or
something. File names.
Look, I'm trying to click on this and it's not working.
It's okay. Ignore it. Keep going. We would like to thank our 19 patrons, Allison, Best and Brandon, Cassandra 1S, Cassandra 2 S's, Drake Jensen, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Jody, Leanne, Nicole, Patricia Mason, Sassy C. Diaz, Shelly, who it's her birthday. Shelly.
Happy birthday, Shelly.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And Sky. Special thanks to our friends and supporters, Cassandra 1S, Patricia Mason, Sky, and Drake Jensen for taking a deeper plunge on Patreon. You can join our Patreon at patreon.com/Let's Have a Fifi.
I've given up.
Yeah. You've given up on our Patreon?
I've given up on trying to watch the fucking video. I'm done.
Okay. A special thanks to Joan of Bobbish, Jewelry and Wood Art, Guido Martin, and Jeremy Bright of Ripple Phoenix. You can donate to us because we are trying to upgrade all of this badness here at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fifi. You can also text for alerts. I sent Shelly a birthday alert because it like tells me when people's birthdays are. It's fun. You can text LHAF to 602-730-7379 for updates about the show, and text for me like birthday text. I promise I don't send nudes. I'm too prudish.
Well, you know what? Maybe if you did, we'd make some more fucking money.
I'd gladly give you the app and let you go ahead and
Oh no, I don't know that anybody wants to see me naked. And if you do, please message me and we'll work out a very fair rate.
Oh my gosh. Negotiating?
Oh. Hey, you know what? Everything is negotiable and everything has a price.
Yeah.
We're also broke as fuck. So I mean,
you're right. I mean, he shows up with a new computer, you just be like, and
right. Negotiate away. Live your life.
Well, other than having a mental breakdown just now, what'd you do this weekend, Freddie?
I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that I was really busy all weekend, like busy to the fact that the kids were yelling at me because I wasn't cooking that much. So, I don't know what I was. I literally they were like, why the hell? Like, why aren't you cooking? What are we eating? What is this? So yeah, I'm not sure what I was doing though. I just know that I was busy. It's very strange. But on Thursday we did Daniel Moreno's cocktail hour.
Yes, we did.
It was actually really fun. It was super chill. We made some cocktails. We now have a very well-stocked liquor cabinet.
Yes, indeed.
Most of which I will not drink, mind you, but at least it's there so that, if people ever come over again, we'll have booze that we can give you.
But the one that I will use is the Irish cream because, you put it in coffee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I was almost out, so I was like, let me go ahead.
You can do all sorts of fun things with the Irish cream. Like I said on the thing, we have the salted caramel Irish cream, and we made adult butter beer with it. It's very yummy.
I'm gonna need the recipe for that. Thanks.
And I will send you the recipe for that. And then basically we spent a day grabbing some stuff from my storage because we put a shed up, in which we mentioned last week, in my partner's backyard. So I'm moving stuff from my storage into the shed in the backyard, which will save me almost $100 a month. So it's a matter now we're grabbing everything from storage, going through it. I'm sorting it. I have a pile of shit to throw out. I have a pile of shit to donate. And then reorganizing things into different tubs and such. And yeah.
Moving's fun. So fun.
No, I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it so much. And I'm not even moving. I'm just moving shit. Literally, it's already boxed up from one storage into another storage, but I have to go through it and I have to determine really how much of this am I going to use? Although the kids were like, what the hell is that? I'm like, this is a bunny suit. This is a clown suit. This is my unicorn head. This is my
That's cute. That
sounds pretty useful.
Yeah. Wow, you guys you have a lot. You have a lot of hats. Yes, I do have a lot of hats. I'm like, and they're like, you have a lot of shit. And I'm like, you guys have no idea. This is, first of all, not even everything that was in my storage. Second of all, this doesn't include all the stuff that is currently at home either. So, and they're all just like, Jesus Christ. All right.
Drag. It
I have
rules your
stuff.
world.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I need like a 6,000 square foot house just so I can have like a 3,000 square foot like drag room and office.
Oh my God.
So if anybody would like to make that happen, please donate.
Wow. Sugar daddy status. Wow.
I'm telling you, anything's negotiable. Look, I paid a lot of money for these nipples, and if you would like to see them, we could totally work something out.
Oh,
I'm just
God,
saying.
This is a wreck.
Welcome to PBS After Dark.
Wow. I'm just around. I may win this weekend. I mean, if you can top that.
Do a damn thing.
Now that's not the
I didn't
truth.
I didn't do a damn thing, honestly. But I'm interested in hearing more about these costume pieces, like bunny suits. Because, like, I feel you.
It's
on that,
negotiable.
Freddy.
You heard. It's negotiable.
So much costume pieces. Just so much shit everywhere. Costume pieces. And
kind
lots
of ridiculous.
Fascinations underwear.
A lot of Fascinations underwear.
From like before, I could just buy that shit on the internet, like from back in the day.
Right. You had to go to like Fascinations and find the shitty stuff there before you could actually find what you needed on the interwebs. Yes, I know. I get that. I used to work at Fascinations, so when I worked at Fascinations, I would pick up a bunch of shit for half off. So I'd like go find the weird shit that was on clearance, and I'd get it. And I've used like pieces of that, like things with feathers and like lace and fishnet and shit.
You use
other
the actual object?
My ass cannot fit into any of the things that they sell at Fascinations. They don't make shit at Fascinations for people of my size.
Oh.
And I'm not even I'm not all, I mean, I'm not massive. The vest is a little like misleading. Like it makes me look bigger than but yeah, no, Fascinations is not good for people that are not like a size 4. So
I was a size 4.
I was a size 4 once as well, long time ago.
Long time ago. Memories. Yeah. What about you, Frank?
I wasted too much time on Instagram, and I walked around. I went to the park. The park here is Reed Park, and.
You guys live adventurous.
I used to love walking around Reed Park when I lived in Tucson back in the day. Like I used to love and go feed the ducks and
we saw some ducks. We saw some geese, maybe a gander. I don't know.
Dad jokes have arrived.
And that's about it. Yeah.
Wow.
Nothing. Wow. Sorry, it's not very entertaining.
No, hey, I just asked how was your weekend. I didn't say make it entertaining.
I think Felicia had the most interesting weekend.
Do tell.
Did I?
Really? Well, I mean, comparatively, I didn't do shit except go through my drag stuff and run around. And apparently, I don't know where I was all weekend, but I was doing something, but I don't know what it was. But you actually were doing things.
Yes, and sometimes I get shot for being too busy. So I did the cocktail hour on Thursday. Along with this, you have to imagine I've been working like long hours too. So I understand that struggle of working late and then trying to powder your face.
Yeah.
But on Saturday, I was basically coordinating the social media for a virtual Arizona Pride third Saturday event. And there was a lot of good events, including Shambrika Wise, who we've had on the show and who we keep in contact with.
So I did catch a little bit of that. We were on our way to my storage, but I made sure I was while we were in the car, I was driving and I put it on. I thought it was absolutely fucking adorable that she had her daughter there, fucking helping her with it. Oh my God, we loved it. We were just like, oh my God, this is the cutest thing ever.
So I told her that she should record, even if it's like a short like YouTube video of it, of her and her daughter reading their book. Because that was so cute. So Shambrika Wise, because in case that you guys don't know, writes children's books, and they're based on adventures that her and her daughter have been on. To
Well,
like
want
different
to go
places.
on because they have not. She's not been to Paris, but
Sham has been to Paris, but not.
yes, but not the little one.
Mm-hmm. So the parts that were Sandy's parts were very like she was like, you know, like when you hear it like on a cartoon, it sounded like a little
It was
kid.
adorable. Oh my god! Because it was a little kid. She's what, 8, 7? Like she's little. So it was adorable. That was fantastic.
So, and then I did what was it? A Black LGBTQ plus literature salon.
Nice.
Where, so there was a lot of book reading.
Oh, how are you doing? Okay,
and
after all that.
What reading? I hate you. And then on Sunday, the part that killed me was Sunday. We went to the zoo, and my body said, "Why are you doing this? You have not been very physical lately. Why are we at the zoo?" And by the end of it, I was so dead tired. Because
God, my body says that every time I get up from a sitting position. So I'm like, I feel you.
But I think I managed pretty well. And then today I did a virtual event with the National Drag Story Hour with Black History themed books.
That's awesome.
So I have been the busier out of all of you.
Yeah, you definitely have, for sure.
Yeah.
But my problem
Like I
is
said,
I can't keep still. So
I was busy. I just don't know what the hell I was doing. I just know that
I listened to y'all's album this weekekend too.
Thank you.
Oh, I listened to it. I listened to it yesterday, mostly because I don't know what the hell I was doing, and I thought yesterday was Monday. I don't know what day things are. This is just not my week for things. I'm good. I'm fine.
Well, it's your turn. Just move on.
All right. So my tip tonight, we're gonna have a discussion that was inspired by something that popped up on Facebook today. So I decided
naked pictures. I'm so sorry.
It was. All right, so today we're going to have a little discussion about gatekeeping versus opinions. Because a lot of people say things like, you know, something, and then they're like, well, this is my opinion. And it's like, no, that's not an opinion. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about what gatekeeping is and what the difference is between gatekeeping and an opinion is, because some people seem to be very confused as to what the difference is.
They're the same.
Yes, apparently, according to some people. So gatekeeping is when someone takes it upon themselves to decide who does or does not have access or rights to a community or identity. So
what the hell
some examples. When TERFs decide that trans women shouldn't have access to lesbian or women-only spaces.
Wait. Education moment. There's some new people in the chat. What is the TERF?
Okay. So for those who don't know, and familiarize yourself with this term because this is something that we use quite a bit. A TERF is a trans exclusionary radical feminist. And a trans exclusionary radical feminist. So they're all like, yay, girl power. But no, you only get to have girl power if you have a vagina. If you happen to be born with a penis, you don't get to have girl power because you're not really a girl. So it's happened quite a bit where you have these TERFs who don't want to let trans women into places like women's music festivals or even lesbian bars, for God's sakes. Like, they're like, no, you can't possibly do this because you were born a man. So whatever. That is gatekeeping. You can't be a lesbian because. You can't be a woman because. Gay business owners who decide that men only spaces means that you must have a penis. This is actually something that just happened at a campground, clothing optional campground in Chicago, in Illinois, that said that they are.
Wait, they open right now? They open right now?
I believe so. They're new. They
Let's
just
go.
opened. I know. And they said that
Shrinkage
they are they are a men only, but in they're a place for guys, and for them a guy is somebody that has a penis. Another one that you see a lot is if you are a woman and you are dating a man, you can't possibly be bisexual or pansexual, and vice versa.
Who comes up with these rules?
Also, if you're poly, you can't only have one partner. You have to have more than one partner. If you're poly, you can't possibly not have just one partner, because then you're not poly and you can't. Now, the biggest defense is when someone gets called out for gatekeeping is, well, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and this is my opinion. See, the difference between gatekeeping and an opinion. Okay, so Christopher asks, would a person who is trans that does not accept someone as trans because they're not passable enough gatekeeping? Yes, because that means that you're saying that to be trans, you must look this way. You must be this way. You have to do these things. That is absolutely gatekeeping.
I believe that was the subject on the internet this weekend too.
When you have an opinion, okay, opinions use I statements and things like I think, I feel. So an example of an opinion would be, I don't like olives on pizza. I think they're gross. That's an opinion.
I
don't like olives on pizza. Right.
Only in drinks.
Now, if you're gatekeeping, you're going to say something like, olives don't belong on pizza. You can't like pizza and want olives on it.
Whoa.
You're not leaving it up to debate. Now you're saying that you made a definitive statement. It was not up for debate. You did not say, I don't like this. I don't care for this. You're saying you can't like this. That's the biggest difference. So with it, really, dude?
Gatekeeping right
really?
there. Perfect example.
Oh my God. Not even halfway through. Shit. Okay, we're fine.
He didn't even like stop to look under anything. He just sat.
No,
there.
he just sat right there. If I mentioned I need an office. So that's the biggest difference between gatekeeping and opinions. Everyone is entitled to your opinion. You can have whatever opinion you want on anything. Opinions do not have to be fact-based. They are purely subjective.
More of a feeling?
Anything. You can have an opinion on any fucking thing you want. Your opinion could be racist. Your opinion could be homophobic. Your opinion could be transphobic. Your opinion could just be you're an asshole, but you are entitled to have an opinion on whatever the fuck you want to have an opinion on. Like you can say, I don't like trans people because whatever the fuck reason you have for not liking trans people, makes you a transphobic asshat. But you're allowed to have whatever opinion you want. Just remember that freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. But when you decide that you are going to push something on somebody and you are going to make a definitive rule, that's when you begin gatekeeping. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter whether you are famous. It doesn't matter whether you are a politician. It doesn't matter whether you are a leader in a certain community. It doesn't fucking matter. You do not get to tell someone that they are allowed to identify a certain way or how they are allowed to identify. And we see this a lot, especially in the LGBTQ community. There is so much gatekeeping that happens here, and a lot of it has to do with cancel culture. Well, you have to like this, or you have to be this way, or oh my God, canceled. And it's really and in the LGBTQ community, when you have that much gatekeeping happening, it results in things like bi erasure, non-binary and gender non-conforming erasure, and all sorts of things like that. You start saying you cannot be this because of this. You cannot identify as a lesbian and still date trans men.
We all know a lot of gatekeepers, Chris.
And if the problem is that people will post something on the internet with no context, and then they get mad when people are like, what the fuck? If you post something with no context, you just open that door to let people walk on through. And the thing is when, like in the thing that I literally just said, you can't identify as a lesbian and still date trans men. One has nothing to do with the other. You can identify however the hell you want to identify. The person you are with could very possibly be the exception. I've known plenty of people. I've known cisgender women who were married to cisgender men that called themselves lesbians because they were always more attracted to women than they were to men. Their husband just happened to be the exception, not the rule. And the problem is that I know in a lot of circumstances, with this one in particular, with trans men, a lot of them get very bent out of shape. Well, she says I'm a lesbian and it has everything to do with me and that's erasing me. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Their identity has nothing to do with you. And the biggest thing is just because you don't understand something doesn't mean it's wrong. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean it's wrong. And that is God, my cat is throwing things. And that's the biggest thing. There are things that I don't necessarily understand, and there are things that maybe I struggle with. That doesn't mean they're wrong, and maybe it'll take me some time to really understand why these things aren't an issue. But it's a matter of educating yourself, and it's a matter of listening to people when they're saying, hey, this is why this is an issue. This is why this would be considered gatekeeping. And let's not gatekeep. Let's not tell people who they are allowed to be. Because
so I have a question.
Yes.
So 2020 turned into I feel like a gatekeeping year.
It's because everybody had too much fucking time on their hands.
During the political season, do you think that gatekeeping became more of a thing than opinions?
Yes. Mostly because
I feel like we canceled each other, not us on the show, but
right.
I felt like people were canceling each other so quickly. It said, well, you can't do this. And then all of a sudden you just be like, oh, and then that person's comment disappears. And then you see they like blocked each other. And you're like,
I think that
what's going on? You know?
I think that might have happened for a number of reasons this year. Number one, I think everybody, the COVID fatigue was real. Everybody'd been cooped up in their houses for a year. At least the people that have been doing shit right have been basically cooped up in their houses for a year. You know, everybody's emotions were running really, really high by the time the elections and shit and all that happened. And I think that for a lot of it, we weren't willing, after 4 years of bullshit, I think a lot of us weren't willing to put up with anything anymore. We're like, you know what, we're done. Nobody had the spoons left for a debate. You know what I mean?
I think on either side.
On either side. So I think that's a lot of that was like, well, if you say this, fuck it, I'm done. I can't. I'm out. I'm not even gonna try at this point. Just get rid of them, delete, block, whatever.
Also, is blocking them like a form of gatekeeping then?
Not necessarily. It because you're only blocking them from your page. You're not blocking them from everybody's. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's one of these things where, like, depending if you have somebody that is constantly gatekeeping, constantly either giving out misinformation or constantly just, being an asshat, just like over and over again. Every time they open their damn mouth, it's like stupid falls out. And you're like, are you serious right now? Like you did this, a couple weeks ago and you were told why this was wrong. And it's not that, again, it's opinion versus gatekeeping, and gatekeeping, and it has to do with, with facts versus not facts or whatever. And it's like, if you are constantly trying to educate somebody and they're just not listening, sometimes it's good enough for your own mental health to be like, no, I'm done. Block. Because you can only try so much. And if they're not listening, if they continue to say and do problematic things, sometimes it's just better to remove them.
I feel like Jaime and Frank are too quiet. Have you experienced gatekeeping? Either one of you.
Definitely.
It's it made me think about, I think, in our experience with like doing this band and making electronic and pop music, I don't know, for some reason that popped up into my head, and us kind of as a band and a group of a duo of people in our hometown where like I'm relating this to music right now. It just surfaced.
For sure.
It just popped up. But we have a song on the album called Never Gonna Make It that kind of addresses this in a way, because I think for us making electronic music in Tucson, where like the dominant sound is more guitar based or more like desert rock based or whatever it is, I think we kind of felt like we were experiencing some gatekeeping in a lot of ways, where like it was hard, I think, for us, and don't let me speak for you, Frank, but we've talked about it before many times, and that's kind of the inspiration of that song. Like it was hard for us to feel like we could hop on a show or get booked or play certain venues because we were doing this different. It felt so different. It's just electronic music, like it's been around forever, but in our town, the dominant sound was so different. So I think we felt that as individual performers before we kind of formed up and started a thing together. But it's really interesting. And for the last 10 to 15 years, I've honestly in the music scene been like, how do I break through? How do I make those people like me? How do I feel seen? How? So that kind of surfaced for me listening to you speak and feeling that like that otherness and that like just like how and what makes, whoever's holding these keys, these gatekeepers, what makes them, what gives them that power, and so I don't know, that's just what kind of surfaced for me.
Because you're doing something different, it can't possibly go anywhere. It can't possibly, be good. I mean, ugh.
When we first started this show,
folk music.
Yeah, it's and there's nothing against any of the other sounds happening, but it was really interesting. But I did have to have a moment with myself and be like, maybe I'm just bad.
But see, that's the problem though, is that when you have gatekeepers like that, and they can absolutely get in your head and they can make you doubt yourself. They can make you doubt everything from, your abilities, hobbies, your passion, your abilities, to your own identity. You're like, oh my God.
For sure.
Am I really this person? Am I really this? Because this person said I can't, because, and then it spirals and it's a fucking mess. Yeah. So general rule of thumb, kids, don't fucking gatekeep. If it's an opinion, say it's an opinion. Don't just put a blanket statement out there that says you can't do this, because that's fucking gatekeeping. And don't do it. Because
I have a quick question for that. How do you deal with co-option if there's no gatekeeping? So like, it's easy for a movement to get co-opted by people that are not particularly a part of it, who want to benefit from, I don't know, a certain appeal, whether that be aesthetic or social, and then. If there's, I'm absolutely on board with no gatekeeping. I hate it. Jaime put it perfectly, and I could add more to it. But then you also have to deal with putting up some barriers to stop people from co-opting your movement who shouldn't be there. And for instance,
Oh, you
corporate
mean like
sponsorship.
benefiting off of
Yeah.
what you're
Hopping
doing?
on
I think the difference with that is like there's
Oh,
so
that's a good question.
gatekeeping really isn't like there's no sort of fact based, you know what I mean? It's not a fact based thing. It's somebody that is just basically saying, I don't like this, therefore. When it comes to certain things, like let's say like Black Lives Matter or movements like that are very specific when it comes to what they're about, who they're about, and things like that. I think that especially when you're talking about like BIPOC folks and things like that, if they say, look, this is not for you. This is you. I think it comes down to like with something like that, it's sort of the difference between like being an ally and then being whatever member of that group. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But there can be a fine line depending on what we're talking about, depending on the movement or depending on what it is.
So the thing that came to mind for me is that for years, and you guys can look this up, but for years, people on the Republican side and on the Democrat side have done this where they have been technically labeled as gatekeepers because they switch sides based on that election year or based on what the benefits are of the political party. So in that instance, I would say that that's like in real life gatekeeping, people that switch sides because they want to control another party. But again, they can be canceled too quickly, especially in today's culture. So I just say, be careful. Run.
I think when you're also involved in your own hometown community, I think you get a real sense of who is actually putting in the work and who's actually showing up for each other. And I think for me, when I think about this, even outside of music, being a gay artist, being a gay performer, you know who's in your community, you know who's actually putting in the work, you know who's actually keeping their word, you know who's owned their mistakes, and so that makes me feel like there is a certain level of protection that we do keep within our own communities, which makes me feel a bit more safe. But then also the other thing that surfaced for me is like the co-opting idea of also the corporate dollar and corporations going like, hey, the LGBTQ community, it seems like they have a lot of money. Let's make a commercial and let's angle it towards them.
Oh, that's
it's just
definitely
some wild shit.
It's hard to when it comes to bigger things like that, it's a little bit hard to sort of identify things like gatekeeping versus pandering. You know what I mean? Then it's you just want the pink dollar. Chris asked, is there a connection between gatekeeping and gaslighting? There can be. Gaslighting is it can gaslighting is more so with gatekeeping, you're saying you can't be a part of this because of XYZ. With gaslighting, it's more like
throwing smoke in the air.
It's more emotional. It's more like smoke and mirrors. It's more like we got in a fight, but I hate you, but it's your fault because you made me mad. And if you didn't make me mad, I would not have done that. So gaslighting is more like not taking accountability and responsibility for your own actions and things like that and putting it back on the other person. Whereas gatekeeping, there can be there can be a sort of a correlation, but they're more separate. Gaslighting is more in terms of interpersonal relationships and things like that, whereas gatekeeping is more about large groups and you can't be a part of this because.
I'd say gaslighting happens a lot in comments.
Oh yeah.
Let's just say that I read a lot of y'all's comments. Just because I don't comment on your post, don't mean that I didn't read it.
I keep scrolling unless I have the spoons. So, anyway, shall we move on to a closer look at current events real quick, and then we'll.
And let's go very quickly. Very quickly.
Speed
your
politics
mail,
and go.
your mail may slow down because the postmaster just said that he's just going to slow it down for no reason.
Awesome. We're already using fucking horse and buggies at this point. Like, how much slower can they go?
Arizona lawmakers are considering a bill that will allow the legislature to review election results if needed. Gatekeeping.
God, fuck off.
Another bill is proposed to just left the Senate floor to remove government social media accounts, including government offices, school districts, transportation offices, etc.
Interesting.
They don't want any people contradicting the word from on high.
Right.
They don't want to be called out for the bullshit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's exactly it.
True.
Please don't let this bill go. I've already made a couple calls. If this bill goes through, I could lose my job. You're welcome.
Yeah, let's not do that because I don't have room for Felicia. So,
Mitch McConnell thinks that Nancy Pelosi's plan to investigate the Capitol attack is bizarre.
Of course he does.
Okay.
Is anybody surprised? Raise your hand. Didn't think so.
Yeah, there's nothing too cynical for him. Anything.
I was like, wait a minute. A couple weeks ago, you were on our side. Where are you?
He's a horrible human. He is just a horrible human, period. Like, he just, ugh.
At first, I was like, oh, yeah, he's coming around. And then I was like,
Nope.
oh, damn.
Nope.
Damn.
No, that was all because corporations were not donating to the Republican Party.
Oh, damn. So he started getting money. So he was like, I can say whatever I want now.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Again, like anytime you're analyzing him, just be like, what's the most cynical attitude and position you could take? That's what he's going to do.
Right.
Oh, so he was nice for no reason.
Plus, he's probably got a hand in it. If he can deflect and divert things over here, then no one's going to pay attention to him over here. So it's, look what I'm doing over here. Look at this hand. Woo! Look at the puppet. I'm gonna make shadows. I'm gonna make shadow puppets. Watch the birds. Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, what else? Let's see. In Black history, I always say this last name wrong. Can you say it for me?
Dubois.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Mr. Dubois was.
Can you not say the 3 letters either?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to go quickly. Stop slowing me down.
Oh my god.
Dubois became the first African American to earn a PhD at Harvard in 1895. He also co-founded the NAACP in 1909.
Yeah.
And in other Black History Month little tidbits. I don't know how to say this lady's name, but
Cathay.
Cathay.
Yeah.
It sounds like when you get drunk one day, you can't say Kathy, so you say Cathay. Cathay Williams disguised herself as a man so she could enlist in the 38th Infantry in the 13th Army Corps 155 years ago. And I did not know that. It was like, whoa. Ghana is trying to pull some shit that they like shut down offices for the LGBTQ people. So, and world news, we're not the only ones that are being idiots and bigots.
Oh, we definitely don't have the monopoly on being assholes. We just lead the way.
They passed a law that you couldn't have smaller flags in Pennsylvania. So the lieutenant governor was told not to fly his smaller LGBTQ plus flag and weed flags. So he replaced them with bigger ones.
Seems fair. In COVID news, the U.S. has passed 500,000 deaths. This is... Yeah. So there's that for a landmark right there. Here in Arizona, as of today, we are at 812,653 cases. With 15,693 deaths. Just to remember that less than a year ago, June is when we hit 50,000 cases. June. We're not even there yet. Yeah. As of today, we had 1,310 new cases reported today, 43 new deaths. So at least the deaths are going down. That's a good thing. At least for now. Hopefully more people are getting vaccinated. If you have the opportunity to get vaccinated, fucking do it. Because, science and shit. Look, I'm a fucking ginger, and I'm terrified of what the second shot is going to do to me, but I'm still going to do it. Because science. Just saying. I've
been vaccinated. So.
Have you? Nice.
Yeah, I was.
How are you feeling?
Oh, just fine. Oh well, they changed my DNA, so.
Does the microchip keep beeping? Because my first one, like, it's slowed down, but it's still there. It just keeps fucking beeping, and it's really annoying. And I can't get the app on my phone to work, so I don't know.
I have noticed some personality changes.
Too close to the microwave.
I mean, I'm already a mutant, so I'm really excited to see what the second shot's gonna do.
Oh Lord.
You know what? Gingers are mutants. Look it up. It's a fact. God damn it.
That's beautiful.
You in particular, or never mind.
No, in general, we all are. Fuck you. Fuck off. Whatever.
Let's take it to our guests. They just been sitting there.
Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea.
No, I'm loving you both. Very entertained. Thank you.
They're like, what is this? This is horrible.
They're like, what the hell did we agree to do? What is this? What the fuck is this shit show?
You're welcome, Frank.
Frank's like, oh, you're so gonna be in trouble for this when we're done.
No, I'm having a good time.
So tell us about you guys, what you do, how you got started. Give us your origin story. Origin story. Origin story.
Start, Frank.
Okay.
And if you can't remember, just make it up. Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I'll just give the quick origin story. So we met without knowing it a long time ago at Battle of the Bands thing that young people do. That's anyway, and it was a scam.
It was a scam.
It's just a scam thing that used to happen. Where they take advantage of young people, and then I was in some I don't know, alt rock metal, whatever, and Jaime was doing what was it? It was kind of like a No Doubt style band.
I just wanted to be No Doubt. I don't.
Yeah, it was.
I think you still do. Don't deny it. I mean, yes.
Yeah. Well, I want to be Gwen now, not so much No Doubt. But that's controversial for some other time.
Yeah. Anyway, it's sort of like what teenagers do. They sort of imitate their idols. So and then years went by, and then we met at a performance. It was Taboo was the name of the event put on by Powerhouse, and my band at the time was playing, and Jaime was also playing. And so we met shortly thereafter, and then I produced a couple songs with my friend Dan for Jaime, and that's kind of how we met and got working together.
So we met like 2003 because we're old. 2003, and then
you're old. Whatever. Fuck off.
2010, and that show was fun. It was the Leigh Bowery tribute show. So it was a tribute to like club kids in that scene that we did in Tucson. And then I used to go see Frank's band play like house parties and shit. There was a lot of crazy things that would happen and be a fly on the wall and like check out what they're doing.
We got a lot of we shut down a lot of parties.
A lot of yeah. The last one I remember was Wild, and I remember I didn't even drink at this time in my life. I was such a little virgin. Well, not virgin, but
What?
you know, not a virgin. I just didn't drink. And I just remember being a fly on the wall and seeing all this madness and being like, whoa, like this band is wild, like this party's wild. And then the cops show, and you remember house parties, and the cops would show up and you all run away. And
I was already like too old for like house parties and shit by the time I got back to like the States and stuff. I'm like,
What? Oh, God.
Do house parties.
Yeah.
I did.
And the house parties that I went to when I was like in high school, we didn't get shut down because nobody gave a fuck. Like
that's beautiful.
Well, in some ways, it's a testament to how wild we were, but in another way, it's also just a testament to the police state in Arizona.
Right.
So,
oh my God, there's loud music. Shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, we even shut down a venue. So
what
the fuck?
Yeah, the police came and shut it down.
It's a fucking venue. How does that? Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so that's just kind of a snapshot of that time period. I feel like things have relaxed a little bit, but maybe I'm out of the loop a little.
Yeah, we don't go to parties anymore.
Not too many house parties these days.
Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully not. But
I have some friends on Instagram that are still having them if you need.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you guys all grunted at the same time. That's scary.
Yeah. But no, 2010 was when you and Dan invited me over to your old the 21 PS house, as we called it. And then Frank, I really wanted to just make a pop album like in Tucson. It was really like, I don't know, it was just my dream. So Frank was like, I'm gonna help you make songs, and he helped me make 2 songs, which came out really good. And then after that, I think you moved away, Frank. You moved overseas for a little while, and we didn't.
Yeah, well, I moved to Oakland and Rome.
Oh, nice.
Yes, but Oakland for longer, and then Rome.
Was that just random, or?
Well, Oakland was for work. I work in the solar industry.
Talking about Rome.
Oh,
talking about Rome.
Yeah,
Rome. She doesn't give a shit about Oakland.
Who cares about Oakland? Rome. Well, I have family in Italy, so it was a dream of mine to live there for a little while.
And then you moved back to Tucson.
Yeah. After I ran out of money in Italy,
Oh, okay, because it was easier to live in Tucson. I see. I get it.
Definitely cheaper to live in Tucson than it is in Rome. I will give you that. I will definitely give you that for sure. Yeah. So, I totally listened to your your album yesterday. Or was it?
Do you remember it? Are you sure?
I do. In fact, I do. In fact, I even made a note to mention what my favorite tracks were. Just to prove that I listened to shit.
Yay.
Okay.
So I actually shut up, Felicia. So I actually really liked I Want to Feel the Sun. I like the video for it too. That was kind of badass. And I really like Colony Collapse, so to give you the idea of what my week has been like, when I first saw the title, I totally thought it said colon collapse. And I was like, oh, well, this is different.
And that's your week.
I was like, cool. That's
in our wheelhouse, though.
And I was like, that's great. I mean, that's really cool. I don't know if it's based on personal experience or what, but I was like, this is interesting. Like, is this supposed to be like ambient music for a colon collapse? Because that could be good too. Like, I mean, it's just options.
Body calm
as you're right. I mean, that absolutely. And I also love We Live Part 2.
Ooh,
those are my favorite ones.
The ambient ones.
Yeah. There's something because I usually like electronic music isn't necessarily my go-to when it comes to what I listen to. There's some stuff that I really like, and there's other stuff that I'm like, please just shoot me. Like I have not. It's not what I grew up listening to. So, but I'm not one that's going to be like, well, I don't like it, so it's trash, because I don't gatekeep.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Right?
wow. You used it in a sentence. Wow.
But I love it when I find like music that's not necessarily my style and not necessarily what I go for, but I'm like, oh, I really like this. And I find a couple of songs and I'm like, oh, this is great. I'll put this on my playlist over here. And then it's one of those things where as you listen to it, you really start to get into it more. And then you start finding more music of the same type and of the same, you know what I mean? So it's like, you just need that, like that one sort of gateway song, those, you know, couple little gateway songs.
Not a gatekeeper.
Correct.
Freddie, I have to know who's your favorite artist though? Like, I'm curious now. What do you like to listen to?
I don't fucking have one. My playlists are all over the place, like legitimately all over the place. If
road trips are interesting,
my road trip playlist, because I'm actually driving to Utah next month, and so we're making a playlist because it's like a 12-hour drive. So we're like, all right, we need stuff on this playlist, right? And I'm probably going to be the one that's driving. Let's be real. So, and it's got everything from disco to Madonna to Janet Jackson to doo-wop to, you know, 70s rock to like everything from the Doobie Brothers to fucking Warren G to Tupac to Biggie to like it's literally all over the place. I don't know that I could say I don't know that I could say this is my favorite artist, because I don't fucking know. Like Sigur Rós is on there, Fantagram, Glass Animals, and ABBA.
That sounds fun. That's a
Frank
great,
Sinatra.
great
Like it's all of, and I love it. Like, you know, and as long as you put music on, I'm dancing. So, and I will also do like the entire like Spice Girls like discography, like with choreography. Felicia knows.
Never
this.
been. I've never. I don't know what you're talking about. I tried watching.
Look, you have to have something to tell your therapist.
Don't you start. Oh my God.
Felicia rode all the way back from Oklahoma City with myself, one of my drag kids, and one of my backup dancers from a pageant. And I was driving. Felicia was in front, and the two others were in the back, stuffed in with all this shit. Like there was hardly anywhere for them to go. And we're listening to, you know, this playlist, and Spice Girls, fuck, what is it?
I don't know.
Just sing it.
It's gonna happen.
Fuck. Where's my fucking, my brain just completely went blank.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Spice Up Your Life. Spice Up Your Life came on.
Yeah.
So Spice Up Your Life comes on, and Felicia's like, oh fuck, because the three of us just start doing all the fucking choreography to all of it while we're driving down the road. And yeah, it's
a great
song.
This
is my life.
I recorded it.
She did record it every once in a while, every year, right around the end of March or so. It pops up on my memories.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then we did it for our spotlight show.
And then we did do it for a spotlight show. Whatever, Chris. What do you mean, poor Felicia? Felicia loves it.
So tell us. So I got asked a couple of questions. Tell us some of your favorite tracks and the stories behind them.
Ooh, good question.
There we go.
Do you want to go first, Frank?
I think you should go first because you wrote the lyrics. I think you're more involved in the story part of it.
My pain.
Oh. It's all right. Do you want some background music? We can find some like mood music for you if you like.
Somebody's horn's going off. That's good.
Look, I live in the hood. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Between my cats and the drive-bys, okay, this is what I get. I'm sorry.
Stay safe.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thoughts and prayers.
My favorite song is called Vine, and it's towards the end of the album.
Oh, I like that one too.
Yeah, because gosh, I don't know. That's the one that I'll like get real dramatic with and be like, this is my life story. And I'll be like, oh my God, like driving in the car by myself. I'll be like, this is the one. All the years of the pain, like that's the one. Like I'll like seriously be driving and like that'll be on and I'll like be singing it and like the single tear will just
wow
down my face.
Not a single tear moment.
Wow, just the one.
I
It's the
love
one
that
as
song.
you look wistfully out
Yeah. No,
before you rear
real.
end
And then
somebody at a red
boom.
light. Paying attention.
And
Yeah.
that one's probably the most autobiographical and like super honest and just like about like pain. Like it sounds so dramatic, but like when Frank showed me the music for it, I was like, oh shit. Like he showed me like it was one of the last songs we did too. And he was like, I got this new thing. I want you to listen to it. And I was over at his house. This is way before COVID times because we've been working on this for like maybe 3 years now. And he played me the music and I was like, it's just so fucking pretty. Like, it's so pretty. Like, so I remember sitting there and I had the mic and just kind of thought of some, like a couple sentences of lyrics. And then it just kind of grew from there. And that was actually probably the hardest song for me to try to record. At this point, when I tried to record the vocals, we were in lockdown. I was in my old apartment and I was like, I'm gonna piss all the neighbors off right now, trying to like belt a ballad. Like I don't even know if I could do a ballad, but I'm gonna try. But I remember doing takes like over and over and trying to get my voice to sound right, and like it was just kind of hard, but it was fun and it came out pretty good. So that's my favorite. Sure.
So I have a quick question to kind of follow up based on something you said. When you guys are writing things, is it usually lyrics first and then music, or is it music first and then lyrics?
Ooh.
Music first, then lyrics, definitely.
Usually,
Interesting.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there was I think Never Gonna Make It might have been different.
Yeah,
but,
that's my only contribution, really. Yeah, that's why that song is very vulgar, because it came from my world. And I was like, hey Frank, I have this one. Can you make it sound good? And he did.
Oh, I would have never guessed you wrote that.
That's a lot of bad words.
Well, I mean, you know, they have colon collapse. It just goes along with it. You know, it's in the same. You know.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's funny you say that because I almost always write colon before colony. And I'm like, it's actually colon. Yeah.
No,
you should just release a deluxe edition and then change all the names to what you thought they said.
Right.
Yeah, well, Never Gonna Make It. That colon is on brand because there's a verse in Never Gonna Make It that says something like, it just describes a moment I had with a maybe closeted, maybe musician in Tucson a long time ago. Can't drop names, I guess, but so yeah.
You can do whatever you need to. I'm right here. I'm just listening.
Yeah, there was that one was more inspired by the lyrics, especially some of the guitar parts I wrote, because he wrote this song that was really coming after guitarists, and I thought that was really funny. So I wrote guitar parts that would that were like what are kind of like wankery, I guess you would call it. So but
I love your official terminology.
Wank.
Love it.
This is wank rock.
Yeah, so I added in like a little guitar solo that like a guitarist might do to try to impress somebody, and
the irony. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I love and I hate that song all at the same time. That song is like when you break up with someone and then maybe you decide you like consent to having like hate sex. That's what that song is for me.
Yeah, it's grudge sex all the way.
I'm now gonna think of these songs differently.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. Okay,
colon collapse. Learning all kinds of things. The tea, honey.
There's a little bit of tea in the album for sure.
Yeah.
No, I would have never thought that at all. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, I don't know if this is just because it was our first song, but the first song that we wrote was Glacier, and hence the name of the band. And maybe it's just first love kind of thing, but that one has always stood out to me as being the best song. But
how did you guys come up with the name of the band?
Well, it was literally the title. So he named the song Glacier, and the file name is Glacier.WAV.
For all our file
So-
producer nerds out there.
Right. So, and I also I wanted to create a band that was its own genre in a way, so or that sounded like it was its own genre. So there's synth wave, there's dark wave, cold wave. There's all these different wave.
Gay wave, cold wave.
Yeah, genres out there.
Wank wave. That's good.
And
I'm gonna write that down. Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
Hashtag wank wave. Now, if somebody in the comments could use that in a sentence, go ahead. Wank wave. Mhm.
That's good. I love that.
Wank wave.
Is that the title of the
wave.
next song? If I see that on the album, I'll be like,
Stealing
we're
that.
making that. We're gonna
I
make
feel like
that.
we should get like a finder's fee or something, since obviously we've inspired this.
Okay.
Someone just
I'm gonna
Hell
be
yeah.
like, where my check at?
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
your Venmo?
PayPal.
You can sponsor us at paypal.com/let's have a Fifi.
It's PayPal.me.
Whatever the fuck it is, okay? It's let's have a Fifi.
We don't own PayPal.
Why?
We wouldn't be in this situation.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I love it. I love it. I wanted to play. Here we go. I'm gonna have a technical problem. Hold on.
Oh Lord.
No worries.
No, I
But
already
thank you all. Yeah, and thank you all for just taking the time to listen and to have us here. That's pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
really appreciate it.
I'm living.
I would have listened earlier, but I didn't know who our guest was going to be this week because I don't know these things.
I relate to that. No, I
But
do.
I've followed you on the Spotify, so
Thank
Oh,
you.
cool.
Thank you. That's awesome.
I'm not really sure what it does when you follow an artist on the Spotify, but I did it.
They
So
pay you for that
Yeah.
or something.
I guess
No,
it means
Yeah.
It'll tell you when
What-
Wank Wave comes out. So
Oh, good, excellent! I'll
It'll
be the
notify
first
you.
to be able to hear Wank Wave. Very excited.
Wank
Let me
Wave.
know if you need anybody to play like cowbell or something on it because I can
Hell yeah.
get down with that shit. Triangle, you know. If you need some jazz flute, maybe.
Yes.
Hey.
Hell yeah. No, but
Okay.
it was cool.
What happens when I do this? Oh, there it is.
Ooh, we're gonna watch the
Hey.
video.
Oh, Chris used it in a sentence. Felicia Minor wank waved in order to get another Patreon subscriber.
Can you hear it?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's that?
That must be the Fascinations lingerie.
It's very good that you're wearing your mask.
It was the last guarantee.
The editing on this video is almost as good as the stuff that I've been doing. This is like, okay, what? Listen. Whatever, don't judge me.
Now there's two.
Where there was one, now there's two.
I have to give a shout out real quick to 3 people. One, Submit, who made that spiked belt. That's fucking amazing.
That's awesome.
I can't find them on Instagram. I don't know what happened. I was going to tag them, but I have to shout out Submit. They designed that for me. I bought it from them. They're amazing. Vera Saucy, who designed the harness.
Yes, I thought I recognized Vera's design there.
Gorgeous. It's got little spikes. It's beautiful. And Gina DeCure, who designed the little bird wing. I call it the bird wing black top at the end. So I shout out to those 3 people who just made cool shit and let me buy it and worked with me. So
you guys did that all fairly recently, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes, that was shot in December.
Yeah.
Edited in January.
Yeah. And Fascinations too. Sorry. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, this is a good question. Chris says he likes it. Really great. Thanks for sharing. How would you describe your music to others?
It's, well, like I said, we're trying to create a new genre, so you would just call it Glacier.WAV.
What?
But no, it's a mixture of dark wave and synthwave, and maybe some shoegaze.
Cool.
With a little bit of post rock.
Yeah, alt cock. That's what I like to call it sometimes. Alt cock.
Alt cock.
Write that down.
I kind of resemble that remark. Just saying. I'm going to start telling people I have an alt cock.
But
you're welcome.
For me, when Frank played me all like the tracks and stuff, I don't know. I love music. I try not to think about genre too much. I just like, you like what you like. But I kept thinking about like Prince and the Revolution, like with so many of the tracks that Frank showed me. And that was, for me, was like a really sentimental spot to like think about and visualize and write from. So,
well, to put that in perspective, Prince got a lot of flack for that album, especially because it was so like something that people were like, what in the fuck is this? But then all of a sudden, all around the world, people are like, yes, let's do it. And then all of a sudden, people are like, oh, okay, it's mainstream.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Because you know how that story goes.
I don't know. I was thinking about Prince yesterday, and like, I don't know, like I had that same thought that you just kind of presented. I was like, this is an artist who walked out onto the stage like wearing heels and like, fishnets and all these cool things. Like, and I was like, that like it inspired me because I was like, that made it. Like Prince made that happen. That's like, and of course there was many artists before underground, chaps and stuff like that. But so that's always been a reference point for me, I think.
I think like. I think I got it. I think success is about being able to like push boundaries and do things that are unexpected and do things that are new, and that's how you you become memorable, and that's how you make a name for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
My goodness.
God, I'm loving this cat action right now.
If you watched was it last week? It was the week before. Like terrorized. Both of the cats were like terrorizing.
Both of them got in on it, and then a couple weeks before that, the cat disconnected me, turned off my camera. Like, it's fine.
It's all fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Nobody sees it. So are you guys performing virtually or in person? I know that sounds very scary.
We're working on the virtual one. How many you might know more details on that?
Well, we're talking about collaborating with a really cool DJ in Tucson, DJ Mijito, who does a lot of dark dance nights virtually on Twitch. And so we were kind of talking about trying to pull something together. But we have all these ideas. Right now, we're like, I think in my life, this is the first time I'm trying to take this a bit more seriously. And obviously we have the time right now, they're not doing a whole lot.
What do you mean?
Yeah. So I think we're going to lean heavy into trying, like our personal goals, I think, are like, we want people like in another country to hear the album, and like we want to submit to just anywhere we can. Why not? Life is short. One day we're going to be gone. Like, why not just try to push as hard as we can?
Dream countries?
I keep thinking about Italy for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm like,
well,
yeah,
if
that
you guys
would be
go
cool.
to Italy, if you need like press people, we're ready.
Yeah, we do have a lot of Italian Instagram followers.
Oh,
I wouldn't say they're not like the majority by any means, but
I could totally see you guys being big in places like Germany too.
Yeah, Germany
for sure.
Shout outs to Mr. Kitty, who is an amazing dark electronic artist who has a lot of fans in America and Germany as well. But the Germans love the dark shit.
They do.
I hear,
Yes,
so
yes.
I don't know. It'd be cool. Like I said, we're getting older, and I'm at this place where I'm like, time is flying by. Just do what you want to do, what you've always dreamed about doing. Don't explain it to anyone. Don't apologize for it. Just go. Obviously, if I fuck up, I'll definitely apologize.
Give me that on a shirt. Give me that on a shirt.
Yeah. Just go.
Let's go. If I fuck it up, I fuck it up. Let's go.
Hold yourself accountable. Specific apology and do better.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the big thing. If people fuck up, we're human, but just say, oh, you know what? Shit, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Here's how I can make this better.
For sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I don't know. And I think it's just weird too. Cause like if it wasn't COVID, we would be performing on stage right now. We would be trying to book shows right now. It's just weird right now. I don't know. And I'm sure everybody's feeling that a little bit too. Hearts are going out to all the artists out there who like can't do their art and all those limitations that we're facing. But it's safer.
I'm gonna throw this idea at you, but I think you should have a virtual concert, just yourselves, and I think that you can do it.
Yeah, I think
if you have questions, you can ask me, and I can tell you.
Okay. Interesting. Let me write this down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I had some ideas on doing something like that, and trying to make it a little more interesting than
Yeah.
because I've seen some. But the reason we haven't done it yet is some of the when I watch people do that live streams, it's not the same as because there's no crowd interaction, there's no lighting,
No,
You don't have that
there's
hype to live
something
off of.
there's something missing.
Yeah.
But
It's totally hard being a performer.
Can't see you. What happened?
Thanks. Being a performer and not having that crowd to like draw energy off of. Like it's been
Right.
really weird doing things like digital drag and stuff. So we get it. We totally get it.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with Felicia. I think that it would be like a great way to like get your music more out
Yeah.
there.
But I was thinking of trying to embrace the constraints in a creative way, instead of just trying to force it to seem like a live show.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
How did that light come on?
Because my cat is currently laying on top of the bookshelf and moved and then decided to flip on my kitchen light. And then off and then on again.
Your cats are getting a little too smart.
This is my life. This is my fucking life. I'm telling you.
Do your cats pay the bills too? Damn.
No, I'm actually because I spend so much time over at my partner's house. I'm now basically paying rent for my cats to have a fucking condo.
Oh, they're taking over.
So they've learned to function there without you.
Yeah, pretty much. I think they cook. They just go into the freezer and grab whatever the fuck is there. Do they just make food? They've just made themselves at home. It's fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
So Jaime and Frank, thank you for sharing that with us. But we're not done yet. Real quick yeah. we have a game called This or That. And you answer really quickly. Don't think about it. Don't overthink it.
I don't like
Okay.
these things.
It's because you're an overthinker. Don't overthink it.
Don't
I
overthink
promise.
it. Don't overthink. Jesus Christ.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Be born with 3 nipples or born with 2 belly buttons?
Nipples.
Can I say both?
Oh,
Both.
I've never gotten that before. Okay. Oh, yeah.
All?
All of the above. Is there an all of the above?
All of the above.
Oh my gosh. Piercing in your armpit or piercing behind your knee?
Knee.
Don't overthink it.
Oh gosh.
Don't overthink it.
He's overthinking it. It's happened.
Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it.
Knee.
I'll go with knee. But I want to say none, but knee.
No, none is not an option.
I'm
You don't get to say
sorry,
none.
Knee.
Pinky toe penis or armpit vagina?
Damn. Both are cool as fuck.
Pinky toe penis.
I'm gonna go with armpit vagina.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Know all the mysteries of the universe or read minds?
Mysteries of the universe. I don't want to know what people think.
Oh, damn, that's hard. That's so hard.
Stop thinking about it.
I'll go with the mysteries though, because it seems like it's a safer option.
Yeah.
Okay, last one and a fan favorite. Would you rather a vagina on your forehead or have a row of penises down your back like a stegosaurus?
So those are both really cool.
Forehead.
Oh,
Forehead, yeah. Respect to vaginas, hell yeah.
Oh, look, I own a vagina, okay, and I wouldn't want one on my forehead or in my armpit. I'm just saying.
All right. Damn.
Just saying.
Yeah.
One time a year, you just.
Penises on your back would be hard to wear anything.
Yeah, but think of like
you could cover them up at any time.
You could create like little sock penis warmers, you could just put socks on them, like a tea cozy. You know what I mean? Just all the way down. Right.
I can see that. Yeah.
Because the thing is, when we talk about when we ask this, the question always comes up. Well, does the vagina act like a real vagina, or is it just there? Like, does it just look like a vagina, or does it behave like a vagina? Because then you just run into all sorts of issues, and it's on your forehead.
I mean, how do you keep the pH balance?
But also,
you could like
I'm good with
you
my
could,
neck, so
you could queef on people that you're not feeling. You know, like kind of get them away from you.
What about a dust storm? What happens during a dust storm? How do you
You wear
protect
lots
your
of
vagina
hats.
on your
You just
forehead?
end up wrapping your head in things. You'd look like Professor Quirrell before he takes his head wrap off and he's got Voldemort on his head. Like,
oh my gosh.
get a turban thing going on.
Oh my god!
You tipped the
My
hat
goodness.
down, I guess.
I just
Oh.
things change.
Are you hiding a vagina under that hat?
No. Trust me, under my hat is not where I hide mine. Thanks.
Where can people find y'all on social media?
Instagram at
Instagram.
Glacier.WAV. Yeah, but we
Glacier.wave.
spell. Go ahead, Frank. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's just Glacier.WAV. At Glacier.WAV on Instagram, or you can follow us on Spotify.
Yeah, but it's Glacier.WAV. There's no E.
No E.
It's a music it's a music file for those of you that aren't in the
file.
know.
Like that's our nod to all the music in the world and producers and people. Yeah, that's unto them.
Right. And the E is
All of
silent.
No, the E fell off. He left.
Yeah.
He left.
The E was like, nope, I'm out.
This isn't a real band.
The E was gatekeeping. It left.
Yeah.
Oh, and on Bandcamp too. If you
that's true.
Bandcamp Friday is this Friday. That means Bandcamp does this cool thing where they let artists keep all the money that they make when people download their music. On
Wait.
Oh my
isn't that
god! They
wild?
actually let the artists keep their money. That's
Wild.
a nifty
Whereas
thing.
the Spotify payout is like 0.0001 cent, like once every 6 years or something. But Bandcamp,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bandcamp, and then so we're kind of talking about like maybe getting some of that. We're getting all of anything we make on Bandcamp too. Some organization out there to help people out because there's just wild shit happening.
No shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So basically, this Friday, then go to Bandcamp and download all the music.
Yeah, and we're gonna look up an organization to help out for sure.
There it is.
Woo!
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
I copied and pasted.
Felicia, do we have any gigs coming up? I don't have shit coming up.
I have
until,
one
like,
on
May.
Sunday. Miss Nature is watching, so I better say it.
Oh, that's true. You better like. Who? What?
Anyway, reading with elected officials with Miss Nature and I, presented by Drag Story Hour Arizona. We have some elected officials reading the books.
Do elected officials know how to?
I don't know if they know how to read or if they had to pay somebody to teach them how to read so they can read for us.
Oh.
But one of the elected officials is on a school board, so I hope he knows
That
how to
don't mean
read.
shit. This is Arizona. We're 49th in education.
Oh my god, we're
Doesn't
like
mean
winning.
a goddamn thing.
We're winning to lose. I don't.
Oh Christ.
You're welcome. Well, we want to thank our special guests, Frank and Jaime of Glacier.WAV,
Thank you
for joining us.
This is very
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was great. You guys were like great guests. Thank you for like being good. We like it when we have good guests on.
Oh,
We appreciate you very much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I'm living my Gwen
Absolutely.
fantasy right now, so thank you.
yeah.
Never mind. They should follow you on Instagram. Yes, they should. They should follow you on Instagram. The hair color and the Gwen stories that come up, and I'm like, oh, I must have switched into a different story. I know whose story this is.
I'm sorry. It's so sad.
No, it's not bad. It's not
So
bad.
sad. But whatever.
No,
We're
it's
not
not.
apologizing. We're living our lives, right?
Unapologetic.
Fuck yes.
Thank you all for watching, and all of you who watch on the replay. We'll see you next week for your Wednesday night conversation, and hopefully we have our shit together. We're not.
I make
melting.
no guarantees on that at all. None.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Subscribe to the Let's Have a Fefe podcast. You can listen on your favorite podcatcher. See you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. This has been Let's Have a Fefe.